So let us start. So potential energy at a point. So potential at a point P due to plus Q charge is P, that we have calculated it, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. This is the point where plus Q charge is there. So P is any point and this is the distance is R. So potential at this point due to this charge plus Q is equal to, we have calculated it earlier. So is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. If it is in the air medium, if in the other medium, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R. If plus Q charge is brought from infinity to that point, brought from infinity to point P, total work done will be W is equal to V into Q, because we know that V potential is a W by plus Q. Work done in bringing unit positive charge. If Q charge is brought, if work done is W, then unit charge, if it is second, it will be W by plus Q is V. So that means W is equal to V into Q, or that is equal to V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q bada Q by R into small q. So when plus Q charge, small plus Q charge is brought from infinity to that point, so this is the amount of work done, and that work done will be stored in the body in form of energy. So that is the potential energy of the system. So potential energy is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. And if Q and small q, capital Q and small q are of same nature, potential energy is positive, because repulsive force exists between them. Similarly, capital Q and small q are of opposite nature, potential energy is negative, because there is attractive force between them. Then kinetic energy of a charged particle moving through potential difference between two plates. Kinetic energy of a charged particle moving through two plates having PD, potential difference. So these are two plates, and this is connected, this is connected, A is connected to the positive terminals, and B is connected, this plate is connected to the negative terminal. So that means a potential has been developed between the two plates A and B. And a plus Q charge, suppose you place a plus Q charge inside. So that means this plus charge will repel this, and also this negative plate will attract this charge. So this charge will move from A to B if this is a plus charge. If this will be a negative charge, it will move in the opposite direction. So if V is the potential difference between them, between the two plates, V is equal to W by Q. V is equal to W by Q, or W, the total work done, will be Q into V. So because of this work, this charge will move in this field within the two plates, so it will acquire a certain velocity. So that means this work done will be stored, it will attain, will have kinetic energy. So this work done will be transferred to kinetic energy, and if V is the velocity of the charged particle, so kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, where m is the mass of the particle, mass of charged particle. So this work done, which is equal to QV, is equal to the kinetic energy. If instead of a plus Q charge, if the charge is either a electron or a proton, then W will be equal to EV, that is equal to half of mv square. Then we will define what is capacitance of a capacitor or condenser. Capacitance of a capacitor, और ताकू मध्य कहा जाए कंडेंसर और कंडेंसर. What is the meaning of capacity? साधारण भाव में कैपेसिटी कहले यार मोर कैपेसिटी बहुत खाइबा, मो पेटटा छोट होइतबा किंतु बहुत खाउची, तो माने मोर कैपेसिटी होची खाइबार कैपेसिटी अधिका. किंतु फिजिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कैपेसिटी इज a device, capacitor is a device by means of which electricity or charges can be stored. जो डिवाइस साहाय्य आम चार्ज को स्टोर करिपरिबा, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड ए कैपेसिटर. कैपेसिटर तो कैपेसिटर में भी in the form of parallel plate, capacitor, or cylindrical capacitor. Or spherical capacitor. And here we will mostly discuss regarding parallel plate capacitor. And depending on the dielectric used in between the two plates of the capacitor, the capacitors are named as air capacitor or mica capacitor or paper capacitor. Dielectrics are insulator, which there is displacement of charges in the presence of electric field. No current is there, but there will be only displacement of charges. All dielectrics are insulator, but all insulators are not dielectric. We will discuss regarding what are dielectric. Our capacity of a capacitor. If q amount of charge is given, to a conductor or to a capacitor, is given to a capacitor, so that potential V is developed then C is equal to Q by V. Capacity is C is equal to Q by V, the ratio of the charge to the potential developed. So that is called capacity. And unit is capacity, unit of capacity is in SI system, international system of units, unit of capacity is farad, F-A-R-A-D. The capacity of the capacitor is 1 farad if a charge of 1 coulomb raises the potential through 1 volt. That means C, which is equal to Q by V, that is 1 farad, is equal to 1 coulomb by 1 volt. Similarly, in CJ system, the unit of capacity is start farad, 1 start farad, or that is equal to 1 start coulomb by 1 start volt. Then relation between Faraday and start Faraday. Unit of capacity in CGS system is start Faraday, whereas unit of capacity in SI system is Faraday. So now you can establish a relation between Faraday and start Faraday. So relation between Faraday and start Faraday. Between Faraday and start Faraday. 1 Faraday is 1 coulomb by 1 volt, and 1 coulomb is, we know, is 3 into 10 to the power 9 start coulomb, divided 1 volt is 1 by 300 start volt, saman 300 goes off, so that becomes 9 into 10 to the power 11 start coulomb by start volt, and start coulomb by start volt is your 1 start Faraday. So that is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 11 start Faraday. So this is the relation between 1 Faraday is 9 into 10 to the power 11 start Faraday. The dimension of capacity. C is equal to Q by V, or dimension of C will be equal to dimension of Q by dimension of V. Dimension of Q is charge is 80, and V dimension is work by dimension by charge. So that is equal to 80. Q goes up, so that dimension is also 80. Work dimension, force into distance, m L square t to the power minus 2 dimension of work. So that means this is equal to m inverse minus 1 t to the minus 2, or t to the 2, t to the 4, then s square L to the power minus 2. So m minus 1 t to the power 4 s square, and t to L to the minus 2. So this is the dimension of the capacity. Then we will find the capacity of an isolated spherical charge conductor. Capacity of isolated means no other charge is placed in surrounding except this charge. Capacity of an isolated spherical charge conductor. So let us consider a spherical charge conductor of radius r. So Q charge is placed here, and it is placed in air, and radius r is the radius of that sphere. So for calculation purpose, though the charges are distributed over the surface, it is assumed that it is concentrated at a point at the center O. So all the charges, though it is distributed over the surface of the sphere, so we assume that it is concentrated at the center O. So potential developed because of this charge, the spherical charge conductor acquires a potential V that is equal to 1 by 4 pi. This, since this is in air, so it is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, the charge Q by R. So the capacity of this charge conductor C is equal to Q by V. Q is the charge in the conductor, and V is the potential. So capacity of this spherical charge conductor is equal to Q by V, or that is equal to Q divided by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R. or that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, q cancels, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 r. So, this is the capacity of a conductor, or that is equal to r 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, value is 9 into 10 to the 9. So, 4 pi epsilon 0 value is 1 by 9 into 10 to the 9. So, this is equal to r 9 farad. Then we will calculate, since earth is a conductor, spherical conductor, so also using this formula we can find out the capacity of a earth. Then capacity of earth we know the radius of earth r is equal to 6.38 into 10 to the 6 meter. So, since earth is a spherical conductor, act as a spherical conductor, so the capacity will be r divided by 9 into 10 to the power 9, or that is small r is equal to capital R, so r by 9 into 10 to the 9, or that is 6.38 into 10 to the 6 divided by 9 into 10 to the 9 farad. So, that is equal to 709 microfarad. Micro means 10 to the minus 6 farad. Faraday we write as F. This shows that the capacity of earth is very large. This 709 microfarad means the capacity of the earth is very, very large. So, that means any amount of charge given to the earth or taken away from it does not bring any change in its potential. Since the capacity is very large, any amount of charge given or taken away from earth does not change the potential of the earth. So, therefore, we treat earth as a of zero potential. So, anybody connected to earth shall also be at zero potential. And always we take earth as a having zero potential. And in radio set or any other electrical equipments, where capacitors of the order of 1 microfarad is used. In radio sets we use 1 microfarad capacity of capacitor, of capacity 1 microfarad. So, C we know is R divided by 9 into 10 to the 9. So, to have a capacity of 1 microfarad, so radius will be, radius R will be, radius of this conductor, spherical conductor will be, R will be 9 into 10 to the power 9 into C. When C is equal to 1 microfarad, so that means this is 9 into 10 to the power 9, 1 microfarad means 10 to the minus 6 farad. So, radius will be 9 into 10 to the 9 into 10 to the 6. So, that means it is 9 into 10 to the power 3. That means this is equal to 9 kilometers. So, in radio sets we are using 1 microfarad capacity of capacitor, and if you take a conductor of capacity 1 microfarad, then radius of that conductor must be equal to spherical conductor 9 kilometer. So, that means it is so big that you cannot accommodate this capacitor in a radio set. So some other device is to be this device should be found out, so that in a smaller size larger we can obtain a larger capacity instead of taking a spherical conductor. Then we can use a parallel plate capacitor. By use of two plates made up of same material, same thickness, same area of cross section, one is charged and another is earthed, we can have a capacitor which has a larger capacity, and that can be accommodated in a very small space. So this parallel plate capacitor consists of two plates A and B. A and B are two plates made up of same material, same thickness and same area of cross section, and they are separated by distance d. D is very, very small, and let plus q charge is given to the plate A. Those two plates are uncharged. First we give plus q charge to the plate A, and since this is also uncharged, this when uncharged plate is placed very near to the charged plate A, and this uncharged means there are atoms. Atoms means it has a nucleus and there are electrons are revolving around the nucleus. That means electron are negative charge, nucleus is positive charge, and there are equal number of positive and negative charge. So as a result of which this plate is uncharged. This is electrical neutral. When this uncharged plate B is brought near the plate A by induction, this will be charged, because by induction this positive charge will attract the negative charge. And it will repel the positive charge. So one face of this plate B, this face becomes positive charge and this face becomes negative charge. But as a result there are equal number of positive and negative charge. So this is also neutral, electrical neutral. ଯେତିକି ନମ୍ବର ଅଫ୍ ପଜିଟିଭ୍ ଚାର୍ଜ ଅଛି ସେତିକି ନମ୍ବର ଅଫ୍ ନେଗେଟିଭ୍ ଚାର୍ଜ ଅଛି. ନେଗେଟିଭ୍ ଚାର୍ଜ ଗୁଡ଼ା ଏଇଟା ନ୍ୟୁଟ୍ରାଲ୍ ଥିଲା, ତେଣୁ ପଜିଟିଭ୍ ଚାର୍ଜ ଗୁଡ଼ା ରିପେଲ୍ କରିଦେବ ଇଏ, ତେଣୁ ସେଟା ଦିସ୍ ଫେସ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ବିକମ୍ ପଜିଟିଭଲି ଚାର୍ଜ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଦିସ୍ ଫେସ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ବିକମ୍ ନେଗେଟିଭ୍ ଚାର୍ଜ. ନାଓ ୟୁ କନେକ୍ଟ ଇଟ୍ ଟୁ ଆର୍ଥ, and I have told you that earth is a have zero potential. So since it is, when it is connected to earth, electrons will flow from earth and will neutralize the positive charges. That means before earthing it, before connected to earth, there are equal number of positive and negative charges. So as a result of which this B plate was neutral, electrical neutral. But when it is connected to earth, electrons will flow from earth to the plate B and will neutralize the positive charge. So what will remain? Remain is, when it is neutralized, you will find that negative charge will be there only on the plate and they will spread over the whole plate B. That means this becomes, plate B by induction becomes negative charge when it is connected to earth. So that means when there will be equal amount of negative charge that is developed inside the plate B. So that means a potential B has been developed. And so the capacity of this parallel plate capacitor C is equal to Q by B. equation 1. And you see that since the charges are distributed over the whole plate, in the plate A and also plate B, here the positive charges are developed and here the negative charges are developed. Those charges are developed not at a point. So you cannot apply this Coulomb's law to find the electric field. So you have to use the Gauss law. And in last class I have calculated that you choose any point P inside the two plates, and we have in Gauss law we have found out the electric field. So a electric field is experienced due to positive charge. So to find the electric field you can choose a unit positive charge placed at point P. So this positive charge and this positive charge will repel, so it will have an electric field in this direction. So that is denoted as E1. Similarly, there is a positive charge here, these are negative charges, so this negative charge will repel, attract this positive charge, so an electric field will also be developed in the same direction. So total electric field intensity at point P inside the parallel plate capacitor is equal to total electric field is E1 plus E2, and by Gauss law we have calculated the electric field due to an infinite sheet of charges. This E1 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon. Sigma is the surface density of charge. Sigma is where sigma is surface density means charge by area, Q by area. Density mass by volume, so the area density is mass by area. Similarly here charge density means charge by area. If A is the area of this plate, both the plates have same area. So if A is the area of both the plates, then total charge developed is Q. So surface density of charge is Q by A. Or that is equal to sigma is, if you put the value of sigma, then this is Q by 2A epsilon 0. Similarly, the electric field developed due to this plate B at point B is E2. So E2 is also equal to Q by 2A epsilon 0. And there E1 and E2 are acting in the same direction. So resultant electric field intensity at point P due to the whole parallel plate capacitor is equal to E, that is equal to E1 plus E2. That means this is Q by 2A epsilon 0 plus Q by 2A epsilon 0. If they are placed in, these two plates are placed in air or vacuum. So that is equal to Q by A epsilon 0. This is equation 2. Then we know E is equal to dV by dr, minus of E is equal to dV by dr. We know E is equal to dV by dr, or dV is equal to E dr, or integral of dV is equal to E dr integral. That is equal to B, dx integration gives you x, dy integration gives you y, similarly dV integration gives you V. Total potential between the two plates of the capacitor, that is equal to E is a constant, it is independent of distance, so it is constant quantity. E is Q by A epsilon 0. Q is the total charge, K is the area of cross section, so it is independent of distance where we are finding out the electric field intensity. So E is a constant, so this is integral of dr. Constant is taken out of the integration sign, so E into dr. or that is equal to dr means total distance of separation between them is d, small d. So, this is E into d. So, B is equal to E into d. So, potential developed between the two plates of the capacitor is V is equal to E into d. E we have calculated, that is equal to Q by A epsilon 0, Q by A epsilon 0 Q by A epsilon 0 into d. This is equation 3. So, the capacity of parallel plate capacitor C is equal to Q by V and B is equal to this thing. So, this is Q by B is equal to Q d by A epsilon 0. So, Q cancels. So, that is equal to A epsilon 0 by d. Then the capacity of a capacitor, parallel plate capacitor is equal to A epsilon 0 by d. So, C is equal to epsilon 0 A by d. That means capacity of a parallel plate capacitor is directly proportional to area of cross section, inversely proportional to distance of separation. If the distance of separation between the plates are decreased, then you will find that the capacity of a capacitor will increase. And similarly, it depends on this value. If area of cross section is increased, then capacity of a capacitor will increase. And if instead of air, if you introduce some dielectric, some insulating material which are dielectrics inside this capacitor, then epsilon will change, will increase and capacity will be increased. Then grouping of capacitor. Then capacitors are grouped in two ways: capacitor in parallel and capacitor in series. Grouping of capacitor. If there are number of capacitors, if the C1, C2, C3, Cn are number of capacitors, they can grouped in two ways. One is capacitors in parallel, then capacitor in series. The grouping can be done in two ways. One is called a parallel grouping, another is called a series grouping. In parallel grouping, first plate of all capacitors are joined to one point. In parallel grouping, the first plates of all capacitors are joined to one point A, and similarly second plate of all the capacitors are joined to another point. And the whole arrangement is connected to a battery. with a key. So this type of grouping is called as parallel grouping. And this is C1, C2, C3 and Cn. They are the capacitors, they are connected in parallel. So here suppose when it connected to battery, the charges will flow, and suppose Q charge flows here at point A. Since there are different capacitor having different capacities, the charges will flow in the, differently. So let Q1 is the charge flowing in C1 capacitor, similarly Q2 is the charge flowing in the second capacitor, and similarly Qn. And the total charge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 up to Qn. And here the potential between the 2 points are same. B, that means potential here is same as the potential here, same as potential here. Every capacitor have same potential. So that means this has potential V, this has potential V, this has potential V, so this is potential V. So that means the capacity C1 here is equal to, now this is your equation 1, C1 is equal to charge given to this capacitor is Q1, so this is C1 is equal to Q1 by V. Similarly, or that is equal to Q1 is equal to C1V. Similarly, C2 is Q2V, or Q2 is equal to C2V. And similarly, Cn is equal to Qn by V. All the capacitors acquires the same potential. So that means this is equal to Qn is equal to Cn into V. So if you add, if you put these values of Q1, Q2, Q3 in equation 1, so you will have in parallel grouping. So total charge Q is equal to Q1 is this one, C1V, Q2 is equal to C2V, and similarly last Cn is equal to Qn is equal to Cnv. So the combination, all these combinations is equal to a single capacitor of capacity C. So the and it acquires this resultant capacity of all capacitors. If it is equal to C, then this will have charge of capital Q, and the potential also is V for the resultant capacitor. So that is C is equal to Q by V, or Q is equal to Cb. So if you put this value here in this equation, Cb is equal to C1V plus C2V up to Cnv. So V cancels, so C is equal to C1 plus C2 up to Cn. So the resultant capacity of all capacitors connected in parallel will be equal to sum of the capacity of individual capacitors. So this is parallel grouping. If number of capacitors are there, and you can get a single capacity C as equal to C1 plus C2 up to Cn when they are connected in parallel. Then series grouping, capacitance series. In series grouping, battery symbol टा गोटे बड़ गोटे सान रखा यहाँ हूँ पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल यहाँ हूँ नेगेटिव टर्मिनल किंतु कैपेसिटर इन केस ऑफ कैपेसिटर the two plates are of equal length. This is series grouping. This is C1, C2, C3 and Cn. That means second plate of first capacitor is connected to the first plate of second capacitor and so on. And first plate of first capacitor and second plate of last capacitor are connected to a battery by with a key. So this type of arrangement is called capacitors are grouped in series. So we will find what will be the resultant capacity of this combination when they are connected in series. So the potential developed between this point, 2 points, if it is V, that will be equal to potential developed here V1, it is potential developed is V2, V3 and Vn. So total potential V between point A and B is equal to V1, the potential developed at the capacitor C1, potential developed at the capacitor C2, potential developed at the capacitor C3 and similarly potential developed at the capacitor Cn. If there are n number of capacitors, they are connected in series. So that is V is equal to V1 plus V2 up to Vn. Kintu you mark that the charge developed here are same everywhere. All capacitors will acquire the same charge because there is no other way out. The charges that are developed remain same throughout all the capacitors. So it acquires a charge of Q. Similarly, this charge acquires a charge Q. So this is equation 1, and we know C1 capacity of this parallel this capacitor, first capacitor is charge by potential. Charge is Q divided by potential is V1. Similarly, C2 charge developed is Q and potential is V2. Similarly, Cn charge developed is Q divided by Vn, or that is equal to, from this equation C1 is Q1 by Q by V1, so V1 is equal to Q by C1. Similarly, V2 is Q by C2 and similarly Vn is equal to Q by Cn. So if you put these values of V1, V2, V3 and Vn in equation 1, so we will get V is equal to Q by C1, V1 is equal to Q by C1, similarly V2 is equal to Q by C2, Q by Cn. So if all the capacitors are equal to a single capacitor of capacity C, the charge developed is here is Q and potential developed between the 2 point A and B is equal to V. So Q is equal to C is equal to Q by V, or V is equal to Q by C. So this is our equation 2 and this is our equation 3. So putting the value of V in equation 2, so your Q by C equal to Q by C1 plus Q by C2 Q by Cn. or Q cancels. So, this is 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. So, that means if number of capacitors are joined in series, then reciprocal of the capacity, resultant capacity of all capacitors will be the sum of reciprocals of the individual capacitors. Then we will talk of dielectrics. Dielectrics are insulators in which there is displacement of charges, displacement of positive negative charges in the presence of electric field. Examples of dielectrics are paper. Examples are paper is a dielectric, mica is a dielectric, and glass also is a dielectric. And there are also some other examples which are they are insulator. There will be no current flow when in a electric field, but there will only displacement of charges. And dielectrics are of two types. One is non-polar, second one is polar dielectric. In non-polar dielectrics, center of positive charge and negative charge they coincide. Non-polar dielectrics, positive charge is and negative charges are distributed equally. This is the center of the positive charge, and center of all these negative charges which is distributed uniformly also points here. That means the center of the positive charge is this one and center of negative charge is also this one. That means they coincides. So, there is no separation between the positive charge and negative charges. We know the dipole moment is q into distance of separation between them. Since there is no separation between the positive and negative charge, dipole means two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance. But here the distance of separation between positive charge and negative charge is 0. So, that means this 2a is 0. So, the dipole moment is 0. So, that means in non-polar dielectrics, since the positive charge and negative charges are coinciding, so it will have a 0 dipole moment. That means it has no permanent dipole moment in the absence of electric field. But when the electric field is applied, this center of positive charge and negative charge instead of coinciding, they are displace each other. So, it will have a dipole moment, induced dipole moment. And so this is a dielectric. When it is charged, electric field is applied means it will have positive plate, this plate will be positive, this plate will be negative. So, the dielectric place inside it, which is electrical neutral, this positive charge will attract the negative charge and repel the positive charge. So, we will have like this. All the negative charge will be accumulated on the face of this dielectric, and on the other face all positive charge will be accumulated. Like this. You can cover the whole dielectric there, like this, minus plus. So, that means your electric field is applied, E is applied here in this direction, and since on this plate there are some negative charges, and on this face there is some positive charge, because this positive minus plus plus minus they cancels. Only on this face there will be some negative charges, and on this face there will be positive charges, and electric field will be developed, induced electric field will be developed inside the dielectric in the presence of electric field. And this electric field direction is from this way. So, induced electric field is developed inside the dielectric, which opposes the applied electric field. So, resultant field here is E minus E 0. This is the non-polar dielectrics. Examples are oxygen, nitrogen are the non-polar dielectrics. So, here the center of positive charge, in absence of the electric field, center of positive charge, negative charges coincides. So, there is no dipole moment. But in the presence of electric field, there are induced dipole moment in non-polar dielectrics. But polar dielectrics have permanent dipole moment in the absence of electric field. But this, in polar dielectric, center of positive charge and negative charge, they do not coincide. So, they will have permanent dipole moment. But those dipoles, in absence of electric field, they are randomly oriented, so that the resultant field acting on the dipole is 0. When the electric field is applied, those dipoles, these permanent dipoles, they orient themselves along the direction of field, and the orientation depends on the temperature and also the strength of the electric field. And in case also this polar dielectric, examples of polar dielectrics are carbon dioxide, ammonia, NH3 and HCl, etc. And in both the cases, this electric field is developed inside the dielectric in a direction opposite to the direction of applied field, and the induced electric field developed is EI, that is equal to E0 by K. K is the dielectric constant. Dielectric constant K is also equal to epsilon r. I have told you in the first class. Relative permittivity, that is also equal to dielectric constant. Then capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor with the dielectric. Why you are reading the dielectrics? Because dielectrics are important in capacitor. If you introduce a capacitor, a dielectric inside the capacitor, then capacity of a capacitor will increase.